Hi, I'm Dr. Frank A. Thomas, and I am just so privileged to present to you another version of Living Your Passion. I am going to talk about something that's really on my heart today. It's called have to versus want to. My experience is that many of us live have to lives. I have to go to church. I have to pay these bills. I have to take care of these kids. I have to. And you know that you lead a have to life by the number of times you say, I have to. And a have to life leads to bitterness. It leads to the feeling that somebody owes you something. It leads to resentment. But a want to life is a very different matter. See, I want to serve. I want to take care of these kids. Remember the lesson on positive values? And so many people live have to, but the key is to live I want to. You see, because you can't sustain have to, it builds bitterness, it builds resentment, it builds breakdown, it disrupts a relationship because there's no joy. But want to is a joy. Can I give you an example? My wife is very kind to me, and many times she will fix my plate and serve me dinner as a gift to me. And if I take that with a lack of gratitude, as if she ought to, and she has to, and she must, and she receives that as a have to, she does it without joy. But if I'm grateful and thankful, and I treat her equally so I make sure she has a plate, then fixing me a plate becomes a want to. It's part of the joy of the relationship. My experience is that too many times in life we're living have tos and we're not living want tos. We're not having the joy. I discovered that I was a pastor as a have to, and I wanted to live my life as a want to. And subsequently, I had to transition from pastoring. I'm going to talk a little bit more about that in my next session. But what I want you to receive today is that the move from have to versus want to is about positive values in our lives and the expression of those positive values. So if you take care of the kids because God has gifted you with these children and their precious lives, and you have the chance to mold and shape them, and it's a privilege, that's a want to. That's a very different way to live than I have to. I was doing pastoring because I had to. It was a burden. It was a weight. It was a pain. It was agony. And then once I wrote the statement, I choose to express the values of God, service to people, it changed to a want to. And a lot of people live have to, and you don't have to live a have to. You can live a want to life. I know it's hard to believe. But it's actually possible. And I think as you continue to listen, I'll continue to share. So let me do this. I was going to save this to next week, but let me share it now, which it may take it a little long, but let me share how I came to this spiritual insight. I think it'll help you. I really was unhappy with pastoring. I was very unhappy with it. And I used to come home every night and complain to my wife. And I would complain and I would complain. I would whine and complain and complain. And so finally, she said to me that if you're not going to do anything about this, then stop talking to me about it, because all you're doing is whining and complaining. And so it shocked me for a minute, because I felt like she wasn't being supportive. But after a couple of days and maybe about 2 weeks of thinking about what she said to me, I realized that I needed to do something. So as I was contemplating these things, I had a staff retreat with my largest staff, with my key staff. This is so hot. I'm running out of time. I'm not going to be able to finish this week. So I just want you to know this is part one. Next week, you're going to have to tune in to let me finish this. Please tune in. This is too hot. I'm running out of time. So just let me again encourage you to let you know every Monday morning at 8 a.m. on Periscope, there is a teaching on preaching live. On Friday, we upload another version of Living Your Passion each and every Friday. On Monday, we have a video teaching we release each Monday on preaching. And during the week, every week, we release on SoundCloud. So I want you to pay attention. I want you to subscribe. So as soon as I put it up, you'll get the notification. You can be right on it. So subscribe. Just help me share this information. I think it's blessing your life. I certainly feel it as I offer it, that it's blessing you. So help it to bless other people. And thank you for listening. And don't forget, tune in next week. This story is hot. You're going to enjoy it. Part 2 next week.